Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So today I'm studying evidence and I'll be talking about impeachment and the basics and also the methods. And finally, I'll be talking about rehabilitation. But before I get into it, I would like to share a little bit of my exam tips for you. I got my exam tips out of this book and I really like it. I've actually introduced this book to you before, but I really wanted to make a little bit of a slideshow for you. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. Here's an exam tip for you. Where your exam question involves a direct examination, there's really only one rule that gets tested with any frequency, and that is the examiner may not ask a leading question. That's all there is to it. So, here's what you look for if the exam question involves a cross-examination. You're going to look for the scope. And also, you want to take a look out for the issues involving the proper scope of cross-examination. So for self-incrimination, you want to look at situations where the witness is under cross and it invokes the Fifth Amendment and also privilege of self-incrimination. Present recollection refreshed. Whenever a witness can't remember something, consider the possibility that the doctrine of present recollection refreshed may apply. So, with impeachment generally, when you conclude that a particular piece of evidence is inadmissible, substantively, always check to see if it's admissible for impeachment. Evidence is being used for impeachment when it's used to destroy a witness's credibility. The most commonly tested is may a lawyer impeach his own witness, and don't forget to look at the attacks on the witness character, the witness bias, the witness prior inconsistent statement, and the witness sensory or mental defect, and finally the contradiction of witness testimony. There are 5 methods of impeachment: bias, character, prior inconsistent statement, contradiction, and capacity. Next, I'd like to talk about bias by impeachment. So it could basically be any bias or some kind of a public policy exclusion or religious beliefs. The next thing I'll be talking about are the forms of character impeachment. There's the opinion or reputation, specific instances of conduct, and prior convictions. So what are the elements of prior convictions? You're going to be looking at felony or dishonest crime, and also you're going to look at the probative and the prejudicial effect. So if it is above 10 years, then this will be very prejudicial. And the next thing I'll be talking about are the prior inconsistent statements. So you find these in the examination and in the extrinsic evidence. Under the examination, it must show or disclose the statement upon request, and also under the extrinsic evidence, there must be an opportunity to explain or deny the statement or an opportunity to examine the witness. The next thing I'll be talking about are the contradictions. So impeachment by contradiction. What is that exactly? It has 2 parts: extrinsic evidence, for example, another witness, or witness's own testimony. And also, you're going to look at capacity, impeachment by capacity. This has 3 parts: unreliable sensory perception, unreliable memory, and also the expert lacks the qualification. The next thing that I'll be soon concluding with is rehabilitation. So in order to rehabilitate, the witness credibility is lowered and the witness credibility raised again, then this is permitted. And also in the bolstering, the witness's credibility is not lowered, but the witness's credibility is raised anyway, but this is not permitted. The next thing I'll be talking about is the character of for untruthfulness. Where you find your rules, you'll find it in rule 608A. That's where you find the opinion or reputation. 608B, you find specific instances of conduct, and also in rule 609, this is where you're going to find your prior convictions. And also with the prior inconsistent statement, you're going to look at rule 613 And also you want to look at contradiction and capacity. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say about impeachment, but there's a lot more into it. So I'm going to make a whole other video diving more into that. So I really hope you enjoy studying. Good luck.